Well, g'day everyone. It's that time again. It's the Retro Rides podcast. This is episode 15. How are you, Richard?
I'm well, thanks, Cam.
Good to have you here, buddy. Mate,
Good to be here.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit going on. We've just come off the back of Bathurst, the Gold Coast 500,
a couple of Grand Prix,
some Grand Prix, bit of motorsport stuff happening out there. Let's go to the news.
I'll tell you what, wasn't the Bathurst 1000 a cracker race? Well, certainly a cracker finish.
It's the best one I've watched in probably, well, aside from Chaz Mostert sort of passing Whincup when he ran out of fuel.
2014 or 16,
as a Ford guy, it's probably the best one I've seen in over 10 years. I mean, that wet weather just added a whole lot of drama.
Yeah. I got to say, I felt sorry for Golding. He shoved it up the inside. It sort of looked like the door was open. Yeah. I mean, most people would have done it and then it closed off, but he got a penalty. But, geez, they all drove well too.
But man, there's so many penalties now, in that sport.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to be consistent and they're trying to have something. But
you've got to let people race.
5 laps to go with Bathurst on the line, a kid that's never even won a race before, let alone Bathurst. You're going to have to expect he's going to have a crack, and I'm glad he did, but it's a shame he didn't get the result.
But with those young guys just having a crack, they were just all having a crack.
They're all having a crack.
It was just fantastic.
It was really, really good. I was in my chair, I was cheering, so it was great to see the Bathurst 1000 have a good result the last couple of years. Well, and an exciting race because the last couple of years have been a little bit processional. Yeah,
processional, boring would be another word.
Yes.
But there you go. And I guess the other news sort of, the big news and the sad news, and we've written about it on the story on the site like many have, is the passing of Gary Rogers.
Yeah, Gary Rogers, V8 Supercar team owner, racer in his own right.
But the list of drivers that came through GRM is like a who's who of supercars.
That's right. Jamie Whincup, Jason Bargwanna, Garth Tander, James Moffat, to name a few. I'm probably missing some obvious later guys.
McLaughlin,
Oh, of course, McLaughlin.
Yeah, in the Volvo. Just phenomenal. But 80 years of age, and it's only a couple of years that he got out of supercars, so he was in supercars well into his 70s. And
and a fun bloke to have around the paddock. I've met him a couple of times back in my Formula Ford days.
There's been lots of tributes, and another one was George Shepherd, who we did the rebuild on the wet paint Falcon story a few weeks ago, which was 83, and George was running the show for Dick Johnson in the garage back in those days.
Yeah, I don't know a hell of a lot about George other than he was a sort of fantastic mechanic and sort of strategy man behind the scenes at a lot of the big teams. That's what happens, I guess. You run out of nuts and bolts.
Yeah, he was 83 or something, maybe a bit older. But anyway, condolences to George Shepherd and his friends. And then we've got Roland Dane jumping ship over to Peter Zibris and the team at Premier Racing.
Yeah, well, he's not jumping ship as such because obviously
he hasn't. You're right.
He sold out of T8 and he went sailing for a while, and obviously his daughter's gone off to America, but he must have been bored sitting up there.
Gisbergen.
Yeah, he must have been bored sitting up there on the Gold Coast sailing. So he's come back to that team as team principal for next year. So I think we're going to see a big shake-up next year. We're going to have a couple of Toyotas on the grid.
I did get a chance to talk to Peter Zibris He was out at the day I was at Eastern Creek doing that green stuff story, and the man is very serious about supercars and being more than just a competitor, but he also spoke about how tough it is. It is extremely competitive and tough, and so I think you're just looking for any edge that you can, and when you've got someone like Roland Dane floating around,
with that sort of experience, throw some money at him. Which reminds me too, there was, speaking of throwing money around, there's a good doco on at the moment about Erebus team and Betty Clemenco behind the scenes there, which sort of charts the challenges they had with Davey Reynolds, who was on a 10-year deal and suddenly left, and then obviously all the dramas with Kostecki and Barry Ryan. So that's that's on YouTube. It's worth a look if you're a fan of those types of things.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I'm a big fan of Betty, actually. She almost had another cracking year as well with Bathurst. So,
she's very close.
They were right in the mix. So, a lot going on. Do we talk about Oscar and his 1-point championship lead, or we just let
I think we don't say too much about it. We just pray. I don't understand what happened in Mexico. Suddenly, they're within milliseconds of each other every single session for the whole of the year, and then suddenly, he's 8/10 off and struggles in the race and is 30 seconds behind. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we've still got a few races to go.
Yeah, it's sort of a clean slate, isn't it, now? So let's hope the pressure's off and he can just race.
Mate, and the natural thing you think of when you think of F1 to talk about next is the Mitsubishi Magna.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Mitsubishi with a fantastic heritage in Formula One, of course.
Well, the Magna.
All the Magna.
The Magna.
Mitsubishi Magna. Well, they celebrated the 40th anniversary of the Mitsubishi Magna down in Adelaide. Lo and behold, 150 enthusiasts turned up
with
to,
their mint Magnas.
With their mint Magnas.
Liquid hot Magna.
So there isn't too much you can say other than it just shows that
why would be one thing.
But people are nostalgic, and
they love a front-wheel drive 2.4 litre Japanese-made family car.
Well, don't forget that a lot of them were actually made in Australia.
Well,
which is part of.
So they are part of Australia's
because someone's mum and dad built it or worked in the factory at the time. Therefore,
in Adelaide.
You've got to drive
with
around
all due respect, we have run a couple of stories on Magnas from time to time, and people seem to sort of really warm to them and read them. I think probably everyone's family had a Magna in the family at some point. My parents did. I actually did. I owned a V6 Magna wagon at one point. Yeah, we don't talk about it.
No,
but
it was a wagon.
Now we are.
It was a wagon, though.
Yeah, it was a wagon.
So,
yeah,
which brings us to number plate number 69.
Number plate number 69. What was the money paid for that?
1.25 million plus fees.
Wow.
That's New South Wales number plate 69. No idea why that sort of plate would go for that sort of money.
Me either.
That's just a
although I was born in
mystery.
1969, so
it might have been all those.
Maybe they were a space. Maybe they were they loved the idea of the man landing on the moon.
That's 69. It. All those something like that. All those cashed up boomers.
Number 69, the snack bar. But
do you remember those things? Did you in the year of the space food stick?
No.
You didn't get to have them for lunch. Remember the space food sticks?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Digress.
Yeah.
But that was a big result. Plates are still hot.
Yeah, it's huge money, 1.25 million for a number plate, man. An R107 500 SL has been discovered. This is actually, I think from memory, the R107 is one of the longest running Mercedes bodies from about 72 through to 87, 88. And this car had how many
in Europe
miles?
With 40 miles.
40 miles on it.
42 miles. So complete time capsule. Would love to be in possession of that thing, cruising around in that. Yeah. I mean, that's the great joy of collecting in collectible cars, isn't it? Some of those time machines take you back, but that's you don't often hear of cars in those conditions. 42 years old with 40 Ks on the clock.
And
pretty
mate,
amazing.
Also in Europe, Porsche, what's doing? Our mates are struggling.
A 1.1 billion euro decline the first 9 months of this year. They still made a profit, 40 million euros, but last year at the same time they made about €1 billion. So they're struggling. The Chinese market's not as strong as it used to be for them. Obviously, there's also the domination of actual Chinese cars in that market, taking some market share.
And they've also, I guess, had some development costs of electrification. And
electrification thing has been a big
noose around the neck of multiple manufacturers.
Yeah, and they're trying to pivot now. Obviously, so right now we've talked about before, you can't buy a Macan with an ICE engine. They're all electric, and people don't love them. So they're having to pivot. Porsche's saying they're going to make combustion engines for 911s for forever now, and they're now trying to remanufacture the 918 Boxster platform, which is also going 100% electric to handle an internal combustion engine.
And ironically, the new Carrera S, the hybrid, is the fastest 911 ever and quicker than all the hot models we've had over the last few years, GT3s, the whole deal, and is a real sleeper when you look at that car.
Well, again, I don't think the hybrid platform is that bad. You've still got an ICE engine, you've still got noise, and then you've got some of the advantages and efficiencies that come with having an electric motor and some extra power off them. Yeah. So I don't think the hybrids are turning people right off, although, the purists don't love them, but 100% electric.
But the purists didn't like it when they went from air-cooled to water-cooled either, and, so...
No, but anyway, let's see what Porsche
and naturally aspirated to turbocharging. I mean, every iteration of Porsche has, gotten further and further away mechanically from where they started. But at the end of the day, it's progress, I guess, isn't it? So.
That's right. Can't stop it. Speaking of progress, my son tells me he's a big Lamborghini Ferrari guy that Ferrari have released yet another model. I don't know where they're churning them out from, but it's called the SC40, and it's a homage to the F40. So it looks a bit like the current F80. So we'll bring it up on screen. It looks fantastic. We all need one, but I don't know how many they're going to make. But we don't have one. But we don't have one.
Unless Ferrari are offering one, then you can reach us here at retrorides.com.au.
And there's a great story from Michael Stahl on the site at the moment about one of Australia's most famous cars.
The P76.
The Leyland P76, famous for being able to take, what was it, a
44-gallon drum in the boot.
Which could hold a 44-gallon drum in the boot.
44-gallon drum in the boot, which of course is handy when...
whenever you're picking up a 44-gallon drum load of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But of course it's become a collector's favourite because they obviously didn't make very many of them. They were, what do they call them?
They were made in Sydney. Back in the day, we did a show called Cruise Mode for Channel 10. We actually interviewed one of the factory workers, Uncle Leo, I think his name was, and he worked in Homebush. They put them together in Homebush. So
Leyland, they were, but they didn't sell well.
No, but they were a big car.
Back in the day when all the cars were large. But
actually, you may remember we did a drive day. You were on it I think it was something you organised in your previous employer out in Western Sydney, and there was an orange one that turned up, and that car was absolutely mint. So people do love them. They really...
Yeah, no, they're a collector's item.
Yeah.
Again, because they were kind of an oddball and they didn't sell well, people loved them.
And the sports one was the Fiora or something, I think they labelled those. So
that I can't tell you, but yeah, I'm still mystified by four-door cars that are sporting in any way, but that's me.
Oh man, come on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There's a whole culture.
I know there's a plethora of them. The plethora.
HSV, GT, HOs. I mean, even my 6.9 450 SEL Mercedes, the big 7-litre thumper.
Does that have four doors?
Has 4 doors, man, and fastest 4-door sedan in the world in the mid-70s.
What's the fastest 4-door sedan in the world now?
Well, that's a great question.
That's the yin-yang thing, isn't it?
No, has that got 4 doors, has it? Well,
Yeah,
I guess you need more to escape when the battery catches on fire.
The U7, you jump out the back doors.
Yeah, back doors, side doors.
Oh.
Well, they're probably using the back door most of the time.
I
The
don't
people
think
that
we
drive
should
that
go
car.
there.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Why don't we talk about what's going on in the world of auctions with Hammer Time?
Hammer Time.
Okay,
so look, just looking at Cliffy's story on October results so far, we've had some interesting stuff come through. We had an R129 Mercedes, a 500 SL. Now, this car was ex-Hong Kong, which normally would go against it achieving a reasonable price because, obviously these cars were Australian delivered, right?
Yeah,
so,
And Australian delivered stuff normally gets the big money.
Yeah, and I am speaking from some experience. I do own a 500 SL R129 and... mate, this car sold for 32 grand, which is not too bad, really, given that it was a Jap import.
Pretty cool machine.
Fabulous motor. The quad cam V8, 5 litre, the same motor that goes in the E500 in the US, which is a car on my list one day.
Like a 200-kilometre-hour lounge room.
Yeah, again, talking about 4-door sedans that were quick, the 500E or the E500 as it became, or vice versa, is a weapon.
Do you ever have any problems with the roof and the articulation of the roof? They had a pretty sophisticated folding mechanism.
They have 11 hydraulic canisters in that roof, and I can tell you I've replaced every one of them, some myself and some with others, and you've got to do them all at once, and they're a nightmare. But once you get that functioning properly, it's a cool car.
And once the top comes off,
it's all go.
Yeah,
there's no holding you back.
Say no more,
ladies. Anyway, so we've got a thing called a Manx built Peel P50.
The Peel, the world's smallest car.
Yes, which is a three-wheeled thing, a little gold number, sold this past month for $85,000 with its centre headlight and its little 3 wheels. And look, people are into some weird shit, right?
Yeah, and that includes me because I'm a big fan of these little 3-wheelers and the
Indian Messerschmitts.
They're called, the Messerschmitts and the little Goggomobiles, the little aircraft style things, the BMW Isetta. But the Peel was British made and
not very appealing.
Touche. They were a sales success of sorts. I think they sold at least 100. They're collectors' items, and that's a lot of money for 3 wheels and a single headlight.
Yeah, it is a lot of money indeed.
People love them.
We saw a couple of Porsches and Ferraris sell for more than 500k, but most bidding has been, off the money in this past month for a lot of cars. Although we saw a very scarce MA70 Toyota Supra twin turbo Targa.
Again, we say it often, the JDM cars are the new collector's item for the younger crowd.
Yep.
Pretty good looks, pretty reasonable performance. You can work on them yourself. The parts are reasonably cheap.
31 grand for that car.
And, it's that same era.
Yeah,
30k, entry-level classic, but a bit of fun.
Something you can drive every day if you need to. And
obviously famous for being in all the Fast and Furious style movies, so...
Yeah, pretty good.
What have we got? We've got some...
we had an Aston Martin, an old car that was owned by Peter Sellers, and the Pink Panther Peter Sellers guy, sold for $176,000. And
look at that nice old machine there. What's that?
Yeah, the Packard V12 with the aero engine, big V12.
Yeah, American.
$218,000, and was a no sale at 218 grand.
Yeah, I'm going to say the pre-war stuff. What year was that again?
That's a 28.
Yeah, I'm going to say the pre-war stuff. Pretty fickle market. You need to have something pretty awesome to attract the buyers there. Those guys are. It's not your first choice if you're a collector. The pre-war stuff's struggling.
Yeah, that's right. Very nice 325S BMW, sold for $49,500.
Again, I'd argue an appreciating classic. The people just love those 3 Series BMs.
Yep. And an R34 Skyline for $109,000, which,
that's pretty big money for an
pretty
R34.
Pretty big money, very nice, straight-looking car, relatively sort of untouched, I suppose. Had some aftermarket wheels and stuff like that on it. There was a decent-looking HQ, made $80,000, a HQ Statesman this month. That's pretty big money for a HQ Statesman, I would have thought. And a WB Statesman, which was the Magnum Brock HDT modified cars, and I really do. I dig them, man. They're cool.
do dig them.
Yeah,
that's one car. That's one whole.
Yeah. Well, that was failed to sell at $40,500. So.
It's like the Magnum thing, the grey.
They had the colour-coded bars and the HDT badge and the
cool wheels with the little slots around them.
Which was sort of similar to the Blue Meanie wheel almost. But so
and
unfortunately,
plenty of room in the back for
hanging out.
Yeah,
doing whatever you do in the back of a Statesman. Yeah, lots going on there. So overall, quite a few no sales in October.
Yep.
Thank you, Cliffy. Heading on over to some current listings as well, just looking at some interesting stuff that's sitting over there at retrorise.com.au.
Yeah, well, let's start with some of our platinum cars. We've got a fantastic new Jaguar on there.
We do have a Jaguar, E-Type Series 1.
Yeah, coupe, not a 2+2, which is awesome. FHD, originally a South African car.
Very original car, though, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think it had a resto sort of 15, 20 years ago, but... In fabulous condition.
Showing 93,000 miles, which we understand from the owner is original. Really nice car sitting over there.
Yep, go and take a look. Contact us if you'd like to buy it.
Yeah, and then also sitting in the classifieds, a 928 Porsche, 250,000 Ks, right-hand drive. Car's currently located in Victoria. Kind of a nice colour, this car, but look, it is up there in terms of the money for a 928. But I believe it's a very, very, very nice car. So
the 928s have always been polarising, let's say, for the Porsche collector. Obviously, the 911s lead the collecting race by a long shot, but the 928s are coming back. People like the V8, they like the Grand Toury feel,
and they're a comfy thing.
They're comfy and they sort of look. I mean, the interiors still look pretty cool to me.
Yeah, I dig them, and
they make a good noise.
Yep, they make a good noise, but for the Porsche guys, the motor's in the wrong end and all that stuff. But still,
for the transaxle guys and the guys that like the 928s, it's a beautiful entry level classic. Yeah, no, it's a tidy car. This car, so I thought that was worth a mention. Comes with some books and driver's manuals and all that stuff. And the other one that we've got over there that I thought was kind of cool was the Cooper S, a 69 Cooper S. $58,000 is the asking price on that car, which our AutoGrab data is telling us is a very, very good deal based on recent sales of the Cooper S. Yeah, all collectors got to have a Mini in their collection at some point, I think so. Don't they? And it probably needs to be green, which is what this one is. Yeah, the original British Racing green. A lot of fun to be had. Again, easy to work on, plenty of parts available. Yeah. The cool thing about this one, it's an Australian-built car, so it was actually made in Zetland in Sydney, and it's a matching numbers as well, which it's pretty hard to find these Cooper S's now with the original block in them. So, it's a really cool original car. Look, it's had some recent work on paint and interiors and things like that, but it's
It's got over 30 years worth of receipts, and coming again from
Looking for a new
collector.
custodian, go and check it out on our classified section.
That's right. And then, and this is going to be right up your alley, Rich, we've got a Commodore, VS Commodore, which I know you're just a massive fan of the Commodores.
Oh, look, I like some of them.
Yeah. Well, the VS, you know, plastic bumpered, you'd sort of think, well, how is that a classic? Well, the thing about this car, it's an original verified, well, it's first of all, it's a V8, right? And it's an original 36,000 Ks. So, you know, at $29,000, you would have to argue that it's a...
This is the VS.
Yeah, it's located in Avalon in Sydney, this car.
Okay.
And 5 litre V8, 36,000 kilometre time capsule, 2-owner vehicle. It's got some Walkinshaw replica wheels at the moment. It's had an exhaust put on it, a little bit of suspension work, but other than that, it's a...
Yeah, so if you're a Holden fan and
absolutely.
a V8 fan...
36,000 Ks, 29 grand.
Yeah, I'd just do that just driving to the office.
Well, it'd actually be an awesome daily driver, to be honest, you know, with the 5 litre Iron Lion. Yeah, so one other thing is Cars and Classic have launched their collector's edition, which is an auction basically.
Just with some collector.
But I just thought there was some
breed
really
cars.
cool stuff in there. There's a 1960 Bentley S2 Continental Flying Spur.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool looking.
There's a DeLorean, which not for everybody, but I still think they're cool to look at.
If you want to go slow in a fast-looking car, the DeLorean's the car for you. An Evo Lancer. 2 ADSL Pagoda with the hardtop coming, but the Citroën DS21, the Chaperon Coupe, with only 16,000 kilometres apparently.
I don't know much about that car. I don't know much about the coupes.
No, pretty interesting looking car. A 930 turbo, and just a whole lot of really, really rare, cool cars. A Lamborghini Countach and a DB5 Aston Martin. So some
Is it a Donkervoort down the bottom there?
The Donkervoort GTO JD70.
Yeah, that's sort of the German Caterham 7, modern Caterham 7 creation.
Yeah, right. Ferrari Dino, you know, there's some...
all the things we need for the garage.
There's a whole lot of stuff there. So if you feel like importing some cars from the UK and you've got a bit of spare change, check it out. So other than that, it's been an interesting week. What's caught your restless eye out there recently, my friend?
Well, I do spend a little time on configurators. Bit of a fan of the Ferrari configurator, the Porsche configurator, and the BMW configurator. I get challenged by my son Tom sometimes. He says, "Dad, go and check out all these." And I went to the BMW configurator the other day, and it blew my mind just how many models are available.
Yeah, right.
And it got me to thinking, back in the day, it was pretty easy to identify the sort of halo model. It was the big, like the 7 Series,
S-Class.
the luxury car, that's right, and it always had
the
the big
V12
motors.
in the case of the Germans,
That's right, all the tech. And now I was thinking, what's the halo model now?
Well, mate, that is a great question. I mean, for God, I just hope they're not saying it's the electric ones.
Well, I don't think so. It's more the...
I don't think
be
so
the M's,
either.
but is it the...
I mean, look, Mercedes is making a Maybach now, which is still your V12 big S-Class sedan. You know, the Maybach is now the top range S-Class rather than a standalone product line, really. BMW are still doing their 7 Series.
Yeah, but it's not the Halo.
But it's not the Halo. You never hear about it. When was the last time you heard a promo for a 7 Series?
Well, when's the last time someone bought one? Because obviously people buying SUVs instead, aren't they? Because you get the big 4 seats and you get a bit more carrying space and you get to run over people.
I guess that's what
not
M-Class and AMGs are for in terms of the Germans, you know, and I suppose we saw it here with HSV and Holden, that was certainly the more expensive Halo brand for Holden.
Yeah.
But... Mate, I don't really... I mean, when it comes to Ford these days, they're producing Halo models like... You would say the GTD Mustang
they've got more to sporting.
Yeah.
It used to really be the big luxury sedan was the Halo, and now it's maybe the sport stuff. So we're...
Ford are saying they're coming back to making cars again. So remember, it seems to me like it was only 3 or 4 years ago that Ford said, you know what, we're letting go of... You know, cars, everyone wants an SUV or whatever, and we're going to make sports cars and SUVs and trucks. And now they've just announced that they're going to be bringing back sedans and, you know...
And they're also going to make
cars.
a truck a little bit like the Slate. I don't know if you've seen the startup brand Slate in the States, but Ford's come out, Jim Farley's come out and said he wants to make an affordable, everyday car that can be a pickup or a regular car for 30 grand US. So anyway, and that gets off the subject of halos, but it's a tricky job, I think, for all brands now. I mean, we were talking about Porsche before, about just straddling this whole heritage versus, newness versus, you're trying to keep the heritage, but you're trying to sell new cars and you're trying to create halos. Is it electric? Is it hybrid? Is it speed? Is it luxury? Is it technology there?
Well, and some of them have been disastrous because we keep coming back to Jaguar, who, I think it's claimed a number of senior executives is the relaunch of Jaguar.
Yeah,
so
we're not
a few scalps there.
We're not going to see a new Jag for a while, and if we do, it's going to be the pink pussycat thing, whatever it is.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know, I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll see.
All right.
Crazy times.
Crazy times, but as usual lately, folks, we've got another smash hit, top 10 future global winning song from the Retro Rides team. We're going to leave you with that, and we'll catch you later.
Retro Rides, where the legends thrive. Retro Rides, keeps the past alive.
Oh, listen. You got to have a little bit of a laugh or you cry.
Retro Rides, yeah, it blows my
Where the legends drive.